Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading room. Hang on here a second. We'll get the screen share going on. Sorry about last week. We kind of got our wires crossed. Ray Burke was supposed to host the room last week, but he got a better offer. Long story short, a friend of his is starting a new business, and he made Ray an offer he could not afford to say no to. And Ray let people know, but nobody, that's kind of where it stopped. It never got to me. So yes, no trading room last week, and sorry for the hassle. We kind of dropped the ball there. But things will continue as usual from here on out. All right, let's take a look here what was going on the last few days. It looks like it was actually a pretty quiet week, except for Friday's session last week. The market in a little bit of a congestion phase, and you'll notice that volume is up. So we're getting small bars, but relatively speaking, the volume is kind of high. Like when you consider Friday's session as strong as it was, and you look at the little doji bars next to it, and the doji bar is actually having more volume. That's a little bit of a warning sign. Warning that something's going to happen. Don't always know what. Don't know if it's going to be a big move up or a big move down, but there is a bigger move building. Volume is the market's gas pedal. That's one way you can think of it. So if volume is up, then something is going on. Pressure is building. And right now we're kind of leaning toward the short side, so it seems. We're just off the opening buzzer, but we do have our first in-sync eagle signal and the overnight trend. Well, the Asian session from Friday. Oh, no, sorry, that's all pre-market. Never mind. Here, the overnight session, a little bit weak, and like I said, we're starting with a little bit of a bearish bent on the day. So your first in-sync eagle signal seems to be working out. I don't know what it is. The few times that I tried that signal, well, it works out some of the times, but it seems like it's got my number. But today, it looks like it's going to get some follow through to it. Your first in-sync raptor signal also. With enough follow through anyways to find your profit objective. So before the room opened, I was reviewing language websites. I need to brush up on my Spanish, but there's so many now. I'm not sure if anybody's tried any ones. Maybe you can let me know if they're any good. All right, well, the downward drift continues. I'm tempted to hop on board because this does seem to be the trend. Dare I say that? Dare I call this a trend already? Maybe not. Okay, a little bit of a pullback now, which is what we would like to see. Maybe we'll get a hard edge bounce here or a late filter entry. So nobody's had to take language courses. Nobody bit. Well, we got a quick little pullback. I guess, I could have treated that as a hard edge bounce. It looks like it did get low enough to find its profit objective. getting a little pushback maybe. The open signal very, very solid today. The market kind of unwinding in slow motion. So we got the open signal right here. Very, very good progression on that. I'm going to call the market in a downtrend here at the moment, but for me to enter now, I really need, I think, to find a good entry point. I don't think the direction is so much the issue right now. Hey, way to go, Ray. Ray said, scalp my $100 on the Raptor. I'm done for today. Good job. All right, I'm wondering whether we're getting a little bit of a short-term bottom at this point. No, maybe not. Darn it, Eric. You just need to get on board here. Sometimes these days where the market is just, picks a direction and keeps going, they can be more difficult, I think, than the days the market's bouncing back and forth. Well, looks like any of the sell signals today would have worked very well for you. All right, well, finally the buyers showing up. All right, a little bit of a battle now as we got something resembling a short-term bottom. We're down here. You can see we keep tagging these support zones, and then there's a little bit of a pushback. All right, so the buyers digging in a little, back now to the hard edge. Looks like the buyers may actually be getting a little bit more serious. And what I mean by that is you can see this is the first time on the way down that we're making a new swing high relative to the swing high previously. See how all these other ones were lower? And now we've actually breached a swing high. I don't know if I want to get on board just yet. Doggone it. Everything's unfolding kind of so slowly at this point. Yeah, go ahead, run to the hard edge, you frickin'. What I'm waiting on at this point is a number 2 signal. And what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for that second move higher. Problem is, I had a little hiccup right here. So now the big question becomes, is this move 1, or was that move 1 and this is move 2? Because on these breakouts, when the market breaches a significant swing high or low, it does tend to make 2 moves in the direction of the breakout. Well, the Bollinger Band Suite, definitely stronger. This is the fun part of trading, and I'm using air quotes when I said that. This is the part that drives you bonkers. Is the market going to resume the downtrend at this point? Or is it going to reverse and try to recover a little? Ideally, what I would like to see is a little bit of a reverse here now, and then come back with a number 2 signal. That's what I would like to see. Doggone it. See, I'm afraid if I buy in at this point at the hard edge, I've obviously got to cover the trade all the way below the low. That's a little bit rich, but it looks, not going to fall for it. I was going to say, it looks like the market's trying to get stronger, which it is. I'll wait for them to make a proper reaction here to the hard edge. You can see the trend change signal here on the Falcon actually coming a little bit earlier, so that one also working out. And we're sweating a first micro macro cross signal here in the Raptor. Oh no, actually maybe because that one didn't engage. This is the one that engaged. You may have got your scalp out of that. Oh, thanks, Ray. Ray says the fair price is up at 83.17 on the VWAP. Come on, just give me a little better reaction here to the hard edge. It's a little unusual for the market to be this sluggish this time of the year. Ray says it's also setting on the first lower deviation of the VWAP. All right, well, that might spark some buying. Okay, we got ourselves a green bar sell. Oh, darn it, getting a hard edge bounce. I say darn it because this is a bit of a tricky call. It's almost easier to, if I think a bottom is going in, if I think the market owes me another move higher, it's almost easier just to park an order above the high, right? And play the failure of the market to move lower rather than take it with trend. The tough part here is the trend is obvious. The trend is strong. The trend does tend to override everything else. I'll get a profit order ready. Oh, actually, I don't need 10 points out of this. I'll just take 5 if I can get it. So that'll put us up here by the next resistance zone. And this should be a fairly reasonable trade for the market to recover. We're not quite recovering to the highs of the morning. Actually, eyeballing it, it looks to be about a 50% retracement. It's a little bit of a number 2 signal visually anyways. It's not going to print as a number 2 signal. Too much time has elapsed since the low. But what, like I said, what piqued my interest is this breakout. So it looks like this is the breakout. This now is the retest. Well, here's something. We talked about this one of our Rabbit Hole Fridays, doing a measured move. How about we do a measured move on this? That'll put my profit target up here somewhere. So all we're doing with a measured move is we're looking for the market to recover the move that it made. So this is the move that it made. This is a little bit of a pullback on that move. So we go now to this pullback point, and we use that to measure where the profit objective should be. Market's got to get some giddy up here, though. Here's my just in case order to short, and that now becomes my stop loss. You could also interpret this as an early number one signal. This is one of these signals that you're going to have to rely on your discretionary signals to tell you the programming has been met. Even though it technically does not qualify as one of our high probability signals. It is and it isn't. Oh, wow. Pushing back already. See, the best stop for this trade is actually down here. 2 swings back. There's swing 1, there's swing 2. But I'm afraid that's a little bit rich for me. So I'll have to settle for covering below the first swing. I won't cover it really, really tight. Try to give it a little breathing room. They're trying to give me that second move. Come on. Come on, buyers, you can do it. Well, getting a little bit of a bearish pushback, but we should get a little more follow through on this, I think. All right, I should probably start to roll my stops here a little bit. Next push up, definitely last chance for the buyers. Oh, sorry guys. I thought because the market had a couple of bull bars here that I would be okay rolling my stops up, but I'm really trying to give this trade every opportunity. Darn it, are they going to break that hard edge again? You see, when the market's changing direction, you have to give it a little bit of room. All right, there's the trend line break. Where'd the buyers go? Okay. Come on, buyers. At least the buyers showed up. So I know this is the point where, you know, I could cover my trade right there. If it fails at this point, then the market's going to make a deeper retest. In fact, you could even consider reversing. I'm going to start pushing the trade pretty hard now, though, especially as we get back up here. I'm going to need to see the buyers really get some follow through, some giddy up. Okay, that bar has a little bit of a wick to it. There we go. I'm going to take the trade up now, essentially to break even. Oh, don't you dare. Come on, you guys. After all this. Ah, you stinkers. All right, well, they flinched one more time. That may have been enough to tag me out. Scoundrels. We are going to develop a proper number one signal here, but I don't know, after that little reaction, whether the buyers really have it going on anymore. This would make a nice rule of three signal had we had a better retest of the low. We've got two counter trend signals. The market's at a bit of a decision point right now. We got a little bit of a sideways movement going on. We had an attempted breakout higher that didn't have all that much follow through to it. So the next signal that produces here on the Raptor will be a number one signal to buy. The Hawk, the Falcon, the Eagle, all relatively neutral right now. Well, as is the Raptor, of course. You can see the trading band getting very congested, very narrow. Darn it, there's a hard edge bounce. Okay, let's see if I get a second push on this hard edge bounce. I bet we got a green bar sell. Sure we do. Got a green bar sell here on the Eagle. Got a hard edge bounce on the Raptor. Give me that second push, you so-and-sos. So all I'm looking for is here's my signal. I'm looking for a little bit of evidence that is that all I'm going to get? Is that little bar right there? I'm looking for some evidence that the buyers, where the buyers are hiding. Oh, well, here they come right after I short it. I didn't want it to get too far away from the signal. All right, come on now. Yeah, darn it. I'm going to get in trouble for getting into this trade late. I just know it. Come on, you guys. I just need a couple more ticks out of you. Come on, you guys. This is now the actual test of the extreme. See here? This now qualifies as a test of the extreme. The next buy signal will actually complete a rule of 3. I'm going to get in trouble for getting into this trade late. Okay, here now the official #1 signal. Note how it, okay, it's a little encouraging. It actually printed near where my entry is. I'm going to need to close the room at the bottom of the hour for this week, folks, just so you know. Come on. If we get below this low, that'll, well, I should bring my stops into here anyway. And if we can get below this low, that's probably a good time to get the trade to break even. Come on. One more tick. There we go. Okay. Really? Wow. All right. Well, that was unfortunate, and that was more based on my late entry than anything. Yeah, scoundrels. And now they're going to trickle lower and hit my profit target. Doggone it. Not nice today. So they kind of shut me out with the slow migration early. And then they didn't give any follow through higher. Stopped me out on this retest of the extreme. Stinkers. Well, we're going to get maybe a hard edge bounce here. Maybe, well, we have a follow-up signal here on the Falcon, just your basic trend line touch signal. I'm not going to be able to stay with it, but a short below the low right here, very feasible trade. Oh, way to go, David. David said, I used the trade manager with the ATR stops and managed to stay in, hit his first target. Nicely done. Looks like we are working a little bit of a pullback. The buyers have got a whole lot of work to do, though. I think you're probably safer on the short side. All right, gang. Sorry to trade and run, but I got to trade and run. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.